The no change in 2025 lifestyle. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. So, what do I mean by the no change lifestyle? Well, for me, I'm not going to purposefully set out at this point to make any kind of changes in 2025. Often people start at the beginning of the year out with talking about all kinds of changes that they're going to make. And I think that can be good if they stick with them and, follow through during the year. The problem is with many people who decide at the beginning of the year to make changes, what happens is they lose momentum shortly after the new year begins, whether it's a diet, finances, relationships, or any other area of life. Whereas when we make choices and decisions to change our life during the year and throughout the year, often those goals tend to follow through better than the ones made only at the beginning of the year. Because most of life and most of the work is done throughout the year. Most of the thinking about it, thoughts about it, start in the beginning of the year. So you've got to follow through if you want to see things happen. And so for me, the way I believe for me is that I make changes as I go if I see that change needs to be made. And yet I don't put that demand upon other people in relationships to be anything but who they are at the moment. And now it can determine how close I am in a relationship or whether I have a relationship, but I don't try to change people. I don't spend my time trying to change other people. And, I'm not even trying to change myself because I love my life. My life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. Whether it's a job, whether it's, finances, whether it's relationships, whether it's health, things don't have to be perfect to still be wonderful. And so the way I look at it is this, is that I love my life. It doesn't have to be perfect. And other people in my life don't have to be perfect. I'm just grateful to have them in my life. And yes, I want them to be healthy, happy, and safe and prosper. And yet, changing them is not what my relationship is about, nor is it about me trying to change my own life. I just sometimes tweak or refine what I'm already doing because throughout the year, I make choices and decisions to have certain habits, how I'm going to live my life. And I pretty much have my life set up the way I want. So I really don't have any need for change. Now, change can happen to us. Good change or change that maybe we don't particularly welcome. And so when either of those happen, whether it's an opportunity or a challenge, we have to make the best decisions and best choices possible. And sometimes those things produce change on their own. There are things that we have no control over. And there are things that we do have control over. So I do my very best at, making positive choices and decisions in every area of my life. Also realizing that there are some things that I have no control over and all I can do is respond in the most positive way possible. And so the key to it is when you're happy with your life, it doesn't have to be perfect. There's nothing wrong with being happy, even with problems. And some people even have big messes in their life. And yet they're busy trying to clean up their mess and discover something beautiful that comes from that mess. Sometimes messy situations can also, once they're cleaned up, you can see the beauty that came out of them. We don't choose to make mess ups. We don't choose to create messes at all. And yet, if they happen, whether they were done purposefully or not purposefully, often just cleaning it up, doing the best you can, and keep on going and making great decisions can be the best thing that you can do. And at the same time, I'm not looking for perfect people. I'm not looking for perfect relationships. I'm not trying to be perfect. I embrace who I am. I love who I am. I don't need to change to try to be better or to try to prove myself to anyone. And I don't expect others to do that either. I want the best for others. I see the potential in others, whether they change or not. I will encourage others to be their best. And yet, their best doesn't define who they are. And, you know, I will love them either way, perfect or imperfect. And I don't think that there are perfect people out there or perfect relationships. They're just perfect being who they are. So learn to love yourself in this year. Don't put excess demands upon yourself that are unrealistic or unreasonable unless that's what you want to do. Love yourself. Be happy with who you are and what you have. If you want to pursue more, that's great. But love yourself where you're at today, even without any kind of change, and the same way with others. What would happen if there was a diagnosis or something happened to you or somebody else? You know, you'd probably be glad just to have things the way they were, even if they were imperfect. So we have to keep that in mind. And yet we always want to be better. We always want to improve. But that should not be a demand that we place upon ourselves, through, you know, put upon ourselves, place upon ourselves, that we have to be perfect, that we have to have everything just so to be happy. I'm happy anyhow, whether things are perfect or they're not perfect, whether I don't have any problems or whether I have problems. You know, everyone gets problems in life. Everybody does. We make the best choices and best decisions that we can. Okay, so love yourself. For me, 2025 is not about a year of me making changes. If God wants to make them in my life, that's perfectly fine. And I will do my best at responding in positive ways to, you know, changes that happen around me or to me. And yet I'm not set out to make major changes. I just want to continue to do more of what I've been doing all along, okay? Enjoying my life. And I hope you're enjoying yours and enjoying yourself and enjoying the people that you're around. From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe. Happy New Year. Hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.